Welcome, and thank you for joining me for a demonstration of the PartsWatch Stocking Level Edit utility. This tool allows you to view and potentially change stocking levels of a part across all the stores in your enterprise. The Stocking Level Edit utility can be accessed from the menu via the Inventory Multi-Store Stocking Level Edit selection. Alternatively, it may also be available and so found through the Purchasing menu, the detail screen of a purchase order. When I bring up a purchase order, I can select a part. If I want to look at the stocking levels of that part, simply right-click on the part and select Edit Stocking Levels of the part. The Stocking Level Edit screen will open up with the part already selected. Here in the Stocking Level Edit screen, I have quite a bit of information available to me that will hopefully allow me to make an educated decision as to whether the stocking levels on a part are acceptable or need to be changed. There's a lot of information on this screen, so I'm going to stretch my screen to make it wider so I can view more at the same time. Stocking Level Edit screen comes up with a part. The grid shows you the store number the part is in, the city that the store exists in, the total stock available in that store. Now that's the stock that includes the quantity on hand and any reserve quantity. The column Quantity Available is what's just on hand and does not include what's reserved. There's a column on Ord that allows you to see any quantity that's on an order, a purchase order, waiting to come in. The following four columns, Max, Min, Order Point, and DNR, are your stocking level control columns that determine what the stocking level should be in the store. The DNR column represents Do Not Reorder. So generally, when all of the stocking levels are 0, the DNR is set so that the part is not ordered. The sub-column shows you potentially what the part has been superseded by. In this particular case, in Store 2, part number FRAM23 has been superseded by part number FRAM24. The following columns now, for the rest of the grid, show information on sales and sales capability of the part. The S class is my Sales Class 1, Sales Class 2 codes. We represent them Sales Class 1 with a dot and then Sales Class 2 to make it easy to see and understand. The remaining columns all show me my part history, the sales history of the part. And you can see there's been a lot of activity in Store 1 for this particular part. Anywhere where there's a blank, clearly there has been no activity. I can change the representation of the sales history by changing the History Periods selection up top here. Right now I'm looking at a monthly representation. It might be useful to look at it as a quarterly representation. So it shows me history going back of the sales of the part based on the quarters. And I can even change it to go all the way at a yearly representation. It'll show me the last 4 years of history, potentially along with the current year, and then a rolling 12-year and a rolling 24-year representation of sales. And I say the current year, that can also be changed. If I uncheck the Show Current Period, it will not show the current year. It will only show me historical years. And thus is the case with monthly and quarterly. Right now with Show Current Period unchecked, I'm not showing the current period that our store is in. Now this Lost Sales selection is also pretty interesting. By default it comes up with Exclude, but I can also change this to Include. You'll see the numbers for Store 1 will change. Here in August I had 71 potential sales, several of which were lost sales. I'll change this selection to Only, so now I'm only going to show lost sales. So I can see in the month of August, Store 1 lost 4 sales of this particular part. So sometimes it's useful to look at sales alone, in which case I would leave lost sales set to Exclude, or it might be interesting to include lost sales for my decision making with stocking levels. That's probably the extent of the excitement of changing how the representation of history is displayed. From here, I can, if I like, decide to change the stocking level of any of the parts in the stores. Now, I've had a lot of activity in recent months in Store 1, and yet my stocking levels are relatively low. I have 10 on hand, but let's suggest I want to maybe keep 20 on hand. If I order to order point, I might want to set this to 20. So I can simply highlight the order point field type in 20 and hit enter, and my change is now in place. But keep in mind, this change has not been recorded or committed to the system until I hit the update button, which is currently highlighted. The system will keep all of my change buffered here on screen until I hit the update button, indicating that I'm satisfied. Now in Store 2, if I use the order of min to max instead of order point, I might want to work with the min and max values. If I'm anticipating some higher level sales, I might want to change these values, and I'll leave order point alone. Now one thing that's interesting, you'll notice in this total stock quantity column, these stores have values until we get to store 501. We see a value of VI. VI is an indication that the part does not exist in store 501 or any of these stores, but yet store 501 has knowledge of the part through the virtual inventory. This has also been considered the master inventory file or the non-SKU table. So store 501 could sell the part, but currently does not have it in inventory and certainly does not stock it. If I go and change the values of the stocking levels in store 501, I might want to uncheck the DNR, do not reorder flag. When I hit update, the part will be created in store 501 for me. So then 501 now has the ability to sell the part and stock it. I'll hit the update button to save my changes. My changes have been committed. Over here on the right, the other buttons we have, of course, close will close this screen. The update will save any changes that I have in place. The previous button simply allows me to look at the previous part in the current selected line code. So I can back up to another part. The next button allows me to move forward to the next forward part in the line code. Under this sub-column that represents superseded parts, if I right-click here, I can ask the system to bring in this part in the stocking level edit screen. I'm now editing stocking levels of part number 24 on the frame line. I can also over here right-click if I want to go to the main part entry screen of a particular part, and it will show me main part entry details. Alternatively, let me back up to a part that has something on order. If I right-click here, I can show the order details for any orders for this particular part. It'll bring this pop-up up and allow me to see information of what's on order. So this information all can be used and be very useful in making decisions to change my order points, my stocking levels, to whatever it is I may feel is necessary for this particular time, maybe this time of year, or just to double check to make sure that the min to max utility or other utilities that are maintaining my stocking levels are doing what it is I want them to do. Up here on the top right, there is a Smart Page link, which is not available to me in this system, but if I click this and the system has been configured and prepared for it, it will open up a web page that shows the Smart Page for the particular part on order. It may give me a graphic, a picture of what the part looks like, and manufacturer details on the particular part. Sometimes that could be useful in many different ways. So this pretty much concludes our demonstration. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration, got something out of it, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.